Yo, what's good people? So we're back with another Battleground simulation and we're going to be looking at the rank 3 Sig 1 Prowler. Now people were sleeping on Prowler when he first released. Some people were saying he was mid, a lot of people were saying he was mid. But as time goes on, a lot more people are using this guy, a lot more people are seeing how versatile this guy is. And he has some pretty nice damage as well once you learn a few tricks how to play him. If we're talking utility, Prowler has that in spades. He has bleed immunity, incinerate immunity, he can't crit, he's immune to falter, which is really interesting. He's the only champion that's immune to falter right now. There is Daredevil and Bullseye who can't miss, which is basically the same thing, but he's the only champion that's outright immune to the falter debuff slash falter passive. And another piece of utility, he is a domino counter, and this is why a lot of the top tier battleground players ended up using this guy. He is one of the better domino counters available as a 7-star. And even if you have a counter against Domino, she's always evading you, right? She goes lucky every time she crosses a bar of power, even though it's only like a 30% chance. So she's always evading you. Well, guess what? Prowler stops that. Prowler's medium attacks cannot be evaded, and if you really need it, after you throw your special one, you gain a pursuit passive, I believe it is, which also stops evade, and this lasts 30 seconds. So we nuked that Mr. Sinister and Domino. Keep in mind, all these defenders I'm fighting have the same amount of health as a rank 3 version of that champion would have on Battlegrounds defense. And now we're fighting off against Dust. He's a ideal counter to Dust, has access to Incinerate, so you can easily stop Dust from going into her Sandstorm. And he has that nice power control to stop Dust from spamming loads of special attacks. So let me explain how to play Prowler a bit. So the way Prowler works is he doesn't crit, but when he would crit, he will instead inflict a instant rupture. Using your heavy attack whilst the opponent has no power will place a incinerate on the opponent, and this incinerate is really important because it increases your rupture damage. Now, the way you want to apply this incinerate is you need to apply it at the start of the match or after your opponent throws a special attack. When your opponent throws a special attack, they will be power drained to 0. So let's say Weapon X is close to a special 2. But he's not. He's at a special 1, but he's close to a special 2. And he uses that special 1. The rest of that power remaining will be power drained. And this is actually how Prowler ramps up. The more power you drain by the opponent using their special attack, you're about to see here. You're about to see a perfect example. Nightcrawler's about to use his special 1. He gets power drained. And the more power you drain that way, the more furies you gain. You can gain up to 30 furies. You can see in the little icon under Prowler what says 18 there. Once you have 30 furies, you're at max ramp, and that's when you want to go for your special 2. Now, the last thing you need to do when you go for your special 2 is just make sure you have the falter active. And one nice thing to know when you go for the special 2 is, of course, when you crit, you inflict that instant rupture damage, right? If you can land your special 2 whilst that rupture is active, you will pause that rupture. So try to do that. You get some nice extra damage out of it. It's not the easiest to do though, and it doesn't need to be done. It's just extra damage. Now we're going to be fighting off against this Korg, and Prowler has an amazing piece of utility like my favourite champion Nova. His medium attacks are non-contact, so what does this mean? It means he's not going to take damage from champions like Korg or Atuma or Electro on his medium attacks because they are non-contact. Now, how important is Prowler's signature ability? It's really, really nice. He doesn't need the dupe to be a good champion, but the Sig ability does help his damage out. What the Sig ability does is it basically just gives him extra critical rating. Now, that might not sound important because, of course, Prowler can't crit, but when he would crit, he inflicts that rupture, and that's where most of his damage comes from. The higher the Sig, the better with Prowler, but even at just Sig 1, I'm noticing a big difference at just Sig 1 to unduped Prowlers. So if you have a Tech Awakening gem, do I think Prowler is worth using it on? I did do it myself. I did use a Tech Awakening gem on him, and I do think he is worth it. There are better champions to use it on, But if you have no other options and you like Prowler, he is definitely worth a Awakening Gem. It does really help his damage. Now you're about to see the Falter immunity in action against this Ebony Maw. That long shot got nuked. He could do nothing against us. Prowler's bleed immune, so long shot special 1 can't do anything. And he's incinerate immune, so long shot special 2 can't do shit basically. And yeah, the only thing you need to know in this Ebony Maw fight, just don't let him throw a special 1 when you have that Fury on yourself. Otherwise, you're going to take some degen damage, and we do not want that. That special 2 almost wipes him out. After playing around with Prowler a bit more, I really do appreciate this guy's design. I think he's excellently designed. You know, he's not overpowered, but he's got a ton of utility. He rewards skilled play. He's got fun mechanics with his Falter and his Power Drain. There's not much more you can ask of a champion. He is really well designed in my opinion. He does have some use on defense as well. Don't get it twisted. He's not the trickiest defender in the world by any means. But you can't parry his medium attacks. And if you try to hit Prowler after he uses a special attack, he will falter you. So at the very least, Prowler can be a decent stall on Battlegrounds defense, and he does catch some people off guard. He has won me a lot of matches on Battlegrounds defense, especially last season. If you put Prowler in a meta where there's extra power gain, like last meta, where he's constantly throwing special attacks, he's constantly going to be applying that Falter to you. So yeah, if there's any other power gain metas in Battlegrounds, again, God forbid, but if there is, Prowler's your guy, on attack and on defense. Now we're going to be fighting this rank 3 Mephisto. Of course, there is no rank 3 Mephisto in the actual game, but this is just a rank 3 Mephisto health pool, because, I mean, like, why not, right? Why not? We don't want to be fighting no 6 stars around here. We need to be showing you the big rank 3 defenders, and we can't fight any 6 stars on the beta anyway. They're all rank 3 defenders, but anyway, in this fight, you don't want to apply the Incinerate straight away, because, of course, when you apply Incinerate to Mephisto, he is going to gain a lot of power, and we don't want that. So just apply your Incinerate after Mephisto throws his first special 1 or his second special 1. Basically, when you're close to your special 2, then you apply your Incinerate, because you don't want Mephisto gaining all that power. It's not that big of a deal, because of course we have that power control, but still, it just makes life a lot easier if you don't apply the Incinerate straight away. Also, another piece of utility what I forgot to mention. Now, because Prowler has that power lock after the opponent throws his special attack, he basically ignores Mystic Dispersion, which is very, very useful. He's great against Mystic champions. He literally just ignores Mystic Dispersion, which is kind of baller. Now we're going to be doing a Realm of Legends fight. Now you might be thinking, why are we even doing this Realm of Legends fight? Because I'm boosted and I'm running suicides and we want to see the big damage. You want to see Prowler nuke 500k health in a single special 2. Don't lie to yourself. You want to see it. So that's why we've got a Winter Soldier fight. Now I'm boosted. Now I'm running suicides. Let's just test Prowler's absolute max damage, and this special 2 is way overkill. That was just beautiful. 29 seconds. So that's the type of damage you could be having if you're using Prowler in war, or if you're just boosting up for story content. I mean, most champions are OP with boosts and suicides, but it's still fun to watch, and most champions don't have that satisfying damage over time what Prowler has, so it's just cooler with Prowler. Also, Prowler is going to be one of the very best attackers for this season's Gladiator Circuit node in Battlegrounds. It's Power Shield, and as you can imagine, those ruptures with Power Shield go absolutely bonkers. So yeah, Prowler's going to be a MVP for this season in Battlegrounds. Going to launch this special 2 again, way overkill, even with class disadvantage. Prowler's just that guy, man. Look at that 84k burst at the end. Even faster than the Winter Soldier fight. Last fight of the video, we have this Onslaught. And now this isn't a great fight. I play this perfectly. I don't take any damage other than Neuroshock damage. We just take a lot of Neuroshock damage in this fight. So, I mean, I don't think Prowler's a great Onslaught counter. It seems very RNG to me. Some people have done it well against me. But as you can see here, I'm taking unavoidable damage. There's literally nothing I can do about that. And we lose about 20% health to Neuroshock. So he's not a great Onslaught counter, but he can work for him if you're backed into a corner. But that's going to be the end of the video, fellas. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like. I'm on the road to 7k subscribers. Would love to hit it before the end of the year. So if you're not already subscribed, hit that button. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video.